Hello, Tab Nation. It's Tom. So today we're going to be talking about using AutoHotkeys if you have a disability. I see this being asked a lot, so I figured I'd help out a little bit in trying to do some of the more basic ones I see. Obviously, I can't cover all of them, so if anybody has any ideas on something I missed and didn't cover in this video that could be helpful with someone with a certain type of disability, definitely comment below. Let me know. If I get a good amount of them, I'll definitely do another video on this. So yeah, if you don't know how to install AutoHotkey and do your first script, I did a video on that, which I'll link in the description below. But it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, easy to do, just like installing pretty much any type of program. Just follow the install wizard. All right, let's take a look at some of the code. So the first one I see asked a lot is just basic remapping. Remapping is just saying when I press this key, instead press this key. If you're playing a video game, your hand's on the left side of your keyboard, your hand's on the right. There's some times where you got to use your thumb to really stretch out to the keyboard to open up, your map or whatever. So that can be a little difficult for some people. So we're just going to say when I press T, press P instead. So this is called a hotkey right here, this first part. And that's just, when I press this, those little dots there, do your code here, which all we're doing is a simple P. So yeah, let's do these as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and run the script. That should be running, and we'll open up a new one, and we'll just do it in Notepad++. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press T and send P instead. So if you look at the keyboard that's above my head here, you can see where the T instantly presses P right afterwards. See? Really quick. So yeah, that's the one I see probably asked the most. So now sometimes you have a game where you got to push a bunch of buttons like really quick in succession, and that can be very difficult too. So we want to send multiple keys. So what we're going to do is we're going to press R here. Now this little squiggly right here, the tilde, that just means that when I press this hotkey, send it also. So press R, do the code here, but also send R. We're going to send R a second time. Why not? We're going to then send P, and then we're going to send F1. If you're just sending a letter or number, you don't have to put the brackets around it, but if you're sending something like, the function key, you definitely want to put the brackets, or this will send the letter F followed by the number 1 as if you were typing that. So we don't want that. So let's go ahead and do that. So F1 does open up the help menu, so you'll see that happen. So I press R, and there you go, RRP, and then F1 opened up the menu for me very quickly. Now if you want, you can add, if that's too fast, you can always add, like a sleep, let's do a sleep 3000 milliseconds, which is 3 seconds. Let's relaunch that just so you can see how that works. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to press R. It's going to send RR, sleep 3 seconds, and then PF1. So you can add sleeps in there just to slow it down. Because, without a sleep, some of the games might just not be able to handle that. Alright. Hotstrings. Hotstrings kind of work like hotkeys. It just, it replaces the text of what you're typing. So it works the same way with the setup here, but you're putting the dots in front of it also. So this one, I'm going to type FTW, and that's going to actually delete that text I have, that's FTW, and replace it for the full sentence of "for the win." I really see this a lot in like chats in games. A lot of people like to use. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to disable this because T is in there as a hotkey, so I don't want that triggering and messing the hot string up. So I'm going to relaunch. If you haven't subscribed, definitely do. I do a lot of videos on, AutoHotkeys and automation in general. I can do gaming for your job or just personal life in general. Also, I forgot to mention this up here with the remapping. If you want T to remap to P, but only in like a program, like your video game, you can add a if window is active kind of command, which I'll also link the video in the description below on how that works. And basically what that does is when I'm in, this video game, remap T to P. But if I'm in Chrome, I want to use my keyboard as normal without the remapping. So you definitely want to check that out if that's something you're interested in, versus having to, close your script down every single time. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to type in FTW. Now you do have to press space or enter here, and it deleted it and replaced it for the win. So that's really good, just to help without having to move as much for common stuff that you're saying in like a chat or whatever. All right, tapping a key. Now, usually by default, if I were to hold a key down, like right now, if I hold Q down, it does send it over and over again, but there's a lot of video games where they force you to actually tap the key, basically doing like this with a mouse click. Now that can be very difficult and strenuous for some people. So this will do it to the way that it works by default in Windows, where I can hold down Y and it will continuously send Y for me. A lot of video games don't allow you to do that. They make you physically press that key a lot. So we're basically using a timer here. The reason why is if I just press Y real quick, it's going to send Y as if it was, normal. You don't have to have this in brackets, technically. But if I am holding this AHK count, that's basically just counting how long the key has been pressed. Y has been pressed. If it's greater than 100 milliseconds, go ahead and start sending Y over and over again until I release the Y. So let's try that one out. So I'm just going to press Y once. Oh, why did it do that? Whatever. So I just press Y once, press it one more time, but now I'm going to hold it down. And as you saw, it kind of just spammed it across for me. So by default, that's how it works in Windows, but video games kind of block that, and that can be a problem for people. So this kind of brings back the basic Windows functionality of holding down a key in your game. Or other programs. Some other programs do it too. It just kind of really depends. You can always add, a sleep in here too, once again, just to slow it down. If pressing it constantly is too fast, you can slow it down. Another one I see a lot is remapping your mouse. Sometimes people want to remap like their right and left clicks. So this one, we're going to press left, which is going to work as normal, like I'm doing right now. HowLong equals 0, so I'm just making this variable 0. While GetKeyState left button is pressed, so it's basically checking, did I click it or am I actually holding it? And it's going to do a count. So while I'm pressed, it's going to sit there and count, like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all that plus means, is it's counting 1, 2, 3 every 10 milliseconds. Now, down here, it's basically checking how long have I held it. So if HowLong is greater than 100 milliseconds, instead of left clicking, right click. So basically, that works by right here, I can, I can left click, fine. But if I hold down the left click, wait, oh, I need to rerun the script. There we go. Oh, I just accidentally clicked too fast. So I can click like normal, but if I hold it for a little bit and then release, I get that right menu instead. So click, click, hold it for a second, let go, hold it for a little bit more than a second, I guess. There we go, and get the right click. So you can adjust the timing on that. That's honestly, I think, a little bit slow for how long I have to hold to get that right click. So yeah, you can adjust that with the different times. Change this number right here to be much smaller, maybe half of that. We'll get the thing a little click. You don't want to go too low, because then every time you use your left click, you're going to end up getting your right menu instead. So just be careful when you're playing with that. Like I said, If you guys think there's something else I missed that would be very helpful for someone with a disability trying to game or use a program, definitely let me know in the comments below. It'd be greatly appreciated, I'm sure, by a lot of people. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.